Good morning, my loves. Welcome to another video. If you've never seen my face before, I am Vivian. If you have seen my face before, I am still Vivian. And welcome to a week of workouts as a personal trainer. I am going to be taking you through how I structure my workouts, the types of exercises I would do, and what I would do instead. Now, today's one is very similar to the last couple of weeks because the first week I'd done a morning routine in my life before my 9 to 5, and obviously we've done a glutes workout in that video. And then last week I took you through a detailed glute workout routine. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking you through everything today because obviously I've covered that in last week's video, but I will touch on a few things that maybe I missed and maybe you just haven't seen because you haven't watched last week's video, which again, I might be side-eyeing you that. But with that being said, let us not waste any time. It is currently 5:07. I am trying to be out of here at like 6:30 because I have been slacking on my Stairmaster the last few days. Some of you will know I have been aiming to do at least 30 minutes 4 times a week. Last week, I think I done it once. So this week we're going to up it because my sister's bachelorette is going to be in May and I am not where I want to be. So we're going to start doing 45 minutes. Yeah, you heard that, 45 minutes. After a leg day, it should be fun. So let's get into it. Let's start off with a dynamic warm-up first. This is something I would recommend you do right at the beginning of every single exercise just to prepare your body for the workout and also to reduce injury. So I normally spend between 5 to 10 minutes depending on how I'm feeling that day, but 5 minutes minimum, and I'll be taking you through the exercises I do. I tend to do at least 8 to 10 reps, if not 30 seconds on each exercise. Let me cue my music and then let's get into our dynamic warm-up. So normally it is a Gunner or Lil Baby type of morning, but today I'm feeling a bit chill. I am going to be putting on some Afro beats and got Mad Over You. And also Mad Over You, what are we saying about this set? It's a little able number. I kind of like it, but I fear I'm going to get hot in it.
Oye, muéstrame tu tierra, mami. Vamos juntos para allá. Bueno, mira. Oye, llévame al campo, la tierra donde naciste. Carretero tira su carreta, que recuerda donde viviste. Contemplarte en la sierra, contemplarte en los valles, y lo hacemos juntos para capturar los detalles. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamá. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamita. Tierra, 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 tierra. Bueno, mira de nuevo, estamos viajando lejos, pero vale la pena. Recogemos recuerdos y siempre buscamos terrena. Esto es tuyo y siempre lo será. Siempre será tu tierra y siempre lo recordarás. Óyelo, tierra, tierra, siempre lo recordarás. Tierra, tierra, es tu tierra, mami. Tierra, 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 tierra. Bueno, mira, juntos vamos para allá. Tu tierra. Escucha. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la será. Siempre la será, mamá. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la recordará. Óyelo bien, mamita. Y siempre la será. Siempre la será, oye. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la recordará. Siempre la recordará. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la será. Vamos para allá, mamita linda. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la recordará. Vamos para allá, mamá. Tierra y siempre la será. Siempre la será, oye. Tierra y siempre la recordará. Camina, como dicen. Tierra y siempre la será. Siempre la será, mamá. Siempre la recordará. La tierra, tierra, tierra. Tierra, tierra. Vamos para allá, para tu tierra, mamita. Tierra, tierra, siempre será tu tierra. Tierra, tierra. Camina para allá, camina. Hoy siempre aquí estará. Se levanta la, 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 la. Oye, hoy siempre aquí estará.
So that is our warm-up done. I am ready to lift now. So we're going to head downstairs and start with our first compound lift, either the RDLs or the hip thrust. I prefer to do these at the beginning because that is when I have the most energy, the most focus, and I'm going to get the most out of that exercise. So that is why we place it first. So let's go downstairs. Okay, so as I spoke about earlier, I am going to be starting with a compound lift. So again, this is where you're going to have the most energy, it's going to require the most focus, and this is where we're going to be lifting the heaviest. So my choice is hip thrust. Thankfully, I did want to start with this. If RDLs were available as well, I would have taken them, but here we are. So the way I choose to start my Mondays is with violence, and that means we're going to do a giant tricep. So what that means is that we're going to do 8 full hip thrusts into 8 cast glute bridges into an 8-second hold. Yeah. I mean, if we can get through that, the rest of the workout should be breezy. And of course, if your gym does not have this machine, feel free to use the standard barbell or a dumbbell kettlebell situation, whatever it may be. But for me today, it is going to be this machine. I have been loving it ever since I joined this gym. So with that being said, let's get into the workout, and I'll catch you on my break. So once you've fastened yourself in, you want a comfortable neutral foot position. I go hip width apart, and around 90 degrees is what we're aiming for. So when you're preparing, get it comfortable. I just kind of go across my hips. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. And then this is another chance for you to adjust if you're not comfortable. And then when we're gonna brace our core, I just want you to imagine someone is gonna punch you in the stomach. That is bracing your core, okay? Because again, we do not want injuries. So lift safely and make sure that the weight you are loading yourself up with is the weight you can comfortably lift. If it ain't, put that down. Now cast glute bridges. Isometric hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hips up. 6, 7, 8. And relax. If you can sit down after this, you didn't do it right, because your glutes will be on fire. So I've got a 60-second break right now, so I'm gonna try and speak as quickly as possible. I tend to do 2 sets of these because I wanna make sure I am pushing 100%, and I'd rather have 2 solid sets than 3 where I am struggling for form and breaking my form. By all means, 3 sets, do them if that's a bit of you, because I used to do 3 sets, but then I kind of looked into it a little bit more, and I was like, you know what, I would rather do 2 solid sets where I know I'm pushing till failure. But the gym is actually quite nice and quiet, which is good. It is positive, and my slick back came out nicely. Like, are you seeing this? I was worried it wasn't gonna fully set, because I have found, like, the last few weeks, if I wash my hair earlier in the day, say like 2 in the afternoon, and it has the whole day to marinate, and the night, that is the best results, and it lasts a week. Whereas if I wash my hair super late, it doesn't fully dry. So like right now, like the back is slightly damp, so hopefully it lasts, because tomorrow I have a little bit of a photo shoot and I need it to be slick. Welcome to our second exercise, which is going to be our glute bias RDLs. Now, last week I was feeling a bit of back pain, and dropped it to 20 kg either side. Today I'm feeling wonderful. So of course I'm going to be audacious and put 25s either side. So that is what we're going to be doing. And what I want to say with this exercise is if this is too much for you, just either use the bar or use dumbbells / kettlebells, whatever it may be, just for you to get that form and practice against the wall. Because the movement we're going for is like a hinging, but at the same time you have a slight knee bend and not an aggressive one as if you're doing a squat. And something I also forgot to mention was warm-up sets. Now this is something you should be doing at the beginning of your workout just to see how that exercise is gonna feel and how your body is responding to it without weight. And then that gives you a gauge whether you can go heavy that day, take it a bit light that day, how many sets and reps you're doing for that particular exercise. And then also back to my cues. So last week I covered a couple. So one of them was as if you're shaving your legs. So you're keeping the bar close to you, feet hip width apart, and then you're holding your piece of equipment just outside shoulder width apart. And then when you're going down, you're keeping the bar really close to your legs and then shaving it down. And at the same time, you're pushing your bum back. Come to where your hips stop moving and you feel like you're slightly leaning forward. And that is where your range of motion will end. And it's usually just below the knees for most people. Some people with more flexibility, it'll be like shins area. And then you come back up 3/4 of the way because we want to keep those glutes under tension. And then we go again, just like that. If that doesn't work for you and you want another one, the other one I did give is if someone has literally attached a rope around your waist and is literally imagining slight knee bend, they're pulling you back. That is the hinging motion that we want for this particular exercise. And I will do 8 to 10 reps. And like I said, I was feeling a bit audacious today because I am feeling very confident. I am feeling quite strong, and that is what we love. So I'm gonna go for 8 minimum on this because it's slightly heavier than last week, but 10 maximum if I'm feeling like I am that girl. And I am that girl. So that was my second set, and I have to say between my first and second, I felt more glute engagement in my second, mainly because I was using the same hand grip, so the over grip, whereas the first one I was using the mixed grip, and I felt like I was thinking about too many things. For example, balancing, make sure my head is facing forward, and I wasn't getting that glute engagement whatsoever. Whereas on the second set, even though I did do about 7 reps, they were good reps because I felt my glutes working, and that is what we want. So even if you can't hit that 8, go until you're feeling like, yeah, this is where I have the best form. And if you do another one and the form's broken, stop there. Stop right there. So now we're gonna go to our next exercise, which will be working our glutes unilaterally, and that is gonna be step-ups on the cable machine. That is the one I love. So I'm hoping that that area is available to film something quick, you know, before we finish off with our isolation. And I have to say, for time-wise, I am doing quite well. It is currently 5:45. So it's not too bad to finish off with 2 more exercises. So next up, we have got our unilateral exercise because our glutes are more like distant cousins than twins. So to make sure we get twin glutees, we are gonna train them unilaterally. So let's go for 12 to 15 reps of these. Okay, so at this point of the workout, you're getting a little bit tired, but you've still got a little bit left in the engine. So this is where we're gonna start training our glutes unilaterally. So this means that if you are more dominant on one side, or you find that one side is overcompensating more than the other, this is the opportunity to make sure that they're both getting equally worked. So exercises you can do in substitute of the step ups that I enjoy, hold so dearly, is the Bulgarian split squats, walking lunges, leg press, single leg press, anything that's gonna work your legs individually, that is what you're gonna wanna place here. Now, weight wise, I tend to drop it to possibly 13 kg, 18 kg, depending how I'm feeling. And then I'm gonna go for a higher rep range, so between 12 to 15 reps. I managed 12 there, but I feel like I could have pushed. So on my second set, I am going to definitely push to the higher count, so therefore 15. And then we're gonna have another minute break and then get into our last exercises. No one is on the machine just yet, but I'm enjoying this workout, to be fair. It is going quite smoothly and I am adjusting as and when needed. And yeah, so my rest is over. Let's get into our second one. If you have any questions, leave them down below or DM me on Instagram, TikTok. It is Viv's Fitness now, little rebrand. I know. But I am trying to get back to be more consistent. So starting this week, I will be posting, whether it is a voiceover or not, I will be posting. So stay tuned. Now, at this part of the workout, you are probably tired, but we can't forget about our upper glutes. So we're going to be doing our hip abductors and then followed by a superset of hip adductors, so the inner thighs, because to be honest with you, I feel like they're the forgotten siblings. So that is what we're going to do, 2 in 1, starting off with our adductors pushing out. And immediately flip it around, and we're going to target our inner thighs. Drop the weight. I tend to go for 14 or 21 kg. We're going to go for 21 today. It is not the most graceful to get into, but once you're in, you're in. And you want slow, controlled movements, as if you're doing like little pulses. And again, I would be going for 12 to 15 on both of these. And relax. You've literally got 60-second rest, and then we do it one more time, and then we're done. Judging on time, I don't think I'm going to be able to do 45 minutes, but I will do my 30 minutes minimum today and then make up for it tomorrow. Now that we are finished with our workout, we are going to do some static stretching just to release all of that tension throughout the body that we've accumulated through the session. And we are going to do this again like our dynamic, at least 5 to 10 minutes, holding each stretch for at least 30 seconds. Let's go.
Oye, muéstrame tu tierra, mami. Vamos juntos, vaya. Bueno, mira. Oye, llévame al campo, la tierra donde naciste. Carretero tira su carreta, que recuerda donde viviste. Contemplarte en la sierra, contemplarte en los valles, y lo hacemos juntos para capturar los detalles. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamá. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamita. Tierra, 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 tierra. Bueno, mira de nuevo, estamos viajando lejos, pero vale la pena. Recogemos recuerdos y siempre buscamos terrena. Esto es tuyo y siempre lo será. Siempre será tu tierra y siempre lo recordarás. Óyelo, tierra, tierra, siempre lo recordarás. Tierra, tierra, es tu tierra, mami.
So those are some of the stretches I would do. Feel free to do more if you need be. But that is it for today's workout. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me. I will catch you tomorrow when we go through our full upper body day. Peace out, Girl Scout. I'll catch you tomorrow. Good morning, my loves, and welcome back to day 2 of our week of workouts. And today we have got an upper body day, which I'm excited for. I don't know, I woke up super early and energized for today's session, so I'm hoping it goes well. What are we saying for the fit today? Back is out, and I just layered the Gymshark sports bra with the Gymshark backless because sometimes I feel like I need a little bit more support because this sometimes moves and I don't want a nip slip. But with that being said, let's get into our dynamic warm-up. Spend about 5 minutes getting our upper body ready and prepped for the workout. Let's go. Okay, so that is our dynamic warm-up. It is not too extensive, but it gets the job done. And now I feel a bit more ready to go and start my lifts. So in my upper body days, I have a vertical pull, which is my lat pull downs, a horizontal one, which is our cable single arm. And then we've also got a chest press, a shoulder press, and then finishing off with our face pulls to just kind of get everything well-rounded. And just to make sure, like when you're out in your itty-bitty dresses with your back out, it is looking snatched. So this is what we're going to begin with. So we're going to kick things off with one of the exercises that I don't really enjoy too much, but it is in the plan because we're not following the mood, we're following the plan, and it is one of our compound lifts. So it is going to be our chest press, and I use dumbbells for this. I used to use a barbell, but I found that like my imbalances were more obvious with it. Like when I went back to dumbbells, my left arm was just like down here, whilst the right was all the way up there. So that's why I've switched over to dumbbells, so I can actually strengthen both sides at once. And I tend to do between 8 to 10 reps of these. Currently, I've been doing 12 kilograms, but in the last couple weeks, I have progressively overloaded this to 14 kilograms. And today it didn't feel too bad on 14 kilograms on the first set. So we're going to go through the form and how to set yourself up to be successful and actually feel your chesticles. Because sometimes it is hard to feel your chesticles when doing this exercise. And then I'm just like, well, why the hell am I doing it anyway? Am I doing like my shoulders or anything like that? Like, no, I don't want that for you. So that is why we're going to fix it right now. So let me get in position and then I'll talk you through how to successfully do a chest press. So you're going to start with the weight you feel comfortable working with. So for me right now, it is the 14 kilogram. And then I tend to have my fingers like in the middle of the dumbbell. You want to make sure you've got a strong base. Kick yourself up and then push it up and then just adjust yourself so you're comfortably on the bench. So what we're going to do is just kind of, instead of having them pointing out like this, I feel like when you bring them in just a little bit like this, so they're slightly facing forward, and then you bring it down and then back up. So again, we bring it down, controlled. This is so shaky. And then back up. Now, with your range of motion, it will depend on you, but you do not want it all the way down here. And you also don't want to kind of stop here. So if you find that you're stopping around here, maybe you need to find lighter weights and then go back to the drawing board. So we're going to go again for 6. Use your legs to push. That was so sloppy. Those were not the cleanest reps, so I'm gonna have like a minute break and then go again and show you with clean reps just like the first set, because that needs to be consistent. So our next compound lift is going to be our lat pull downs. For this one, I use gloves again, trying to avoid the calluses as much as I can. Normally I get to do 40 kilograms. I get up to 40 kilograms, but I think I'm going to go do 35 today and go for 12 reps as opposed to 40 for 8 reps. I'm just feeling a little bit weaker today. I don't know why, but let's get into it. So choose whatever attachment you like. I particularly like this one. And then what I want you to do is full exhale, let it pull you all the way up. Relax your shoulders and then pull it down. Same again. Full reset. Relax your shoulders and pull it down. And then we're going to go for 8 of these. Just for form. And then for you to gauge the weight. If you're finding that you're yanking it down like this, drop the weight. Girl, drop the weight. So we want controlled reps. And down. And then your thumb should always be on the outside. Same placement as where your fingers are when you're targeting your back. I don't know what the science is in that. It just makes sense. And I've lost count, so I'm going to say let's do 2 more. Last one. And relax. You are literally targeting and pulling your elbows towards the sides of your body. That is a major muscle you're going to be targeting with this exercise. So with that being said, let's head over to our horizontal pull, which will be on the table. So next up, we've got our shoulder presses. These will primarily target our delts. I started off with a 6 kilogram weight, which was way too heavy, and I was only managing 6 reps. So then I dropped it down to 4, and that felt a lot more comfortable and a lot more engagement, and I didn't have to use as much momentum. Now this one can be a little bit tricky, positioning and making sure your form and the appropriate muscles are engaged. So my top tip is honestly, do not start too heavy. Start light and build it up, because that's what I was doing. I started a little bit heavy today. Only because of convenience, and I couldn't find the weight I needed. So I was like, fine, I'll do 6. But honestly, that was way too much. So for this one, if you're doing it seated, your bench needs to be at 60 degrees. So actually, does it? I think we need it higher up. Yeah, my bad. Put it at 75 degrees. 60 degrees is wild, but at 75 degrees, and we're going to go through the form right now. You want to have balance, so your feet just slightly outside hip width apart, whatever position you want, and it's comfortable. Get comfortable with the bench, shoulders out. So you don't want them wide out like this, but you don't also want them inside like this. So like a happy medium in between, and then you're just going to push up, then control it back down. I choose to exhale on the way down, and then inhale on the way up. Again, the power should be coming from your legs. So pressing down your feet to the ground as hard as you can will help you push the weight up. And just like that, you've got a successful shoulder press. If you start to feel your form breaking, adjust yourself slightly, but then if it's honestly breaking so bad that you're not even feeling it in the shoulders, that is when you rest. I would rather you do at least 5 to 6 good reps than 10 broken reps when you're struggling and the form is off. That is one thing I'll always say as a personal trainer to my clients. I would rather you give me at least 5 good reps and then we take a break and then go again, because then you will build up the strength and the momentum over time. So yeah, let's get into our next exercise. So for our final exercise, we have got face pulls. I prefer a separate handle to this. I'll attach it somewhere on the screen, but this is what is available for me right now. It still does the job, but I feel like the other handle or attachments do the muscle contraction a lot better, and I feel the muscles work more comfortably. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just prefer that one. So basically for the face pulls, you kind of want to start with the cable just slightly above your head, and then when you're pulling it, you kind of want that flex emoji and your thumbs kind of facing in. So that's kind of the form and the cues I would give for this one. You want to kind of have a slight lean back for comfortability. Let me just show you, and then when we're pulling, and I lean slightly back, so not upright, but you're leaning slightly back, your thumbs are turned in, and then when you're pulling in, sort of like that. Same again with your breathing. Inhale on the way in, exhale on the way down. And this is our lighter exercise because it's our last one. So we're gonna rep at least 12 to 15 reps. Let the full extension. 5. Let your mid to upper back do the work. 6. 7. 8. And just like that, that is my full upper body day routine done and dusted. I am literally about to go on the Stairmaster right now. I hope you've enjoyed the workout and you've got a nice little pump. Any questions you have, leave them down below in the comment section or DM me on Instagram and TikTok and I'll be sure to help. And yeah, that is it. I will catch you tomorrow when we're having our at-home Pilates by Izzy day. I am not looking forward to it, but it should be fun. morning and welcome back to day 3 of my week of workouts. I hope you're having a great week so far. It is shining and looking so beautiful outside, so best believe we'll be getting our steps in. And like I said earlier in the week, I tend to have a lower body day, upper body day that we done just yesterday, and then our third day is more like a recovery focused day. So we're not going to be in the gym, but we're going to be doing an at-home mat Pilates. I tend to do Move with Nicole or Pilates by Izzy, and I have been enjoying Pilates by Izzy's 25-day challenge so far. Obviously, I am not doing it consecutively because I have my gym days in between, but I do want to see if there is a real transformation, because I've seen on TikTok so many people that have obviously stuck to it and have amazing results. Obviously, there's other factors to consider like their diet, nutrition, other extra steps they're taking in between. Or if it's just Pilates by itself, then Izzy is that girl. But we are going to be doing her 15-minute ab series, which I have been loving. And sometimes I do in the evening or sometimes on my off days at the weekend, just because I want a little bit of like snatched core. Okay, so we're gonna set up down there. I've just made myself just a lemon tea just to drink throughout the workout, and then I'm gonna make my matcha afterwards. So with that being said, let me catch you at the mat. So to be specific, I will be doing day 8 of her 25-day challenge season 2, and it's a 15-minute core session, and all you'll need is basically 2 little weights, but you can also do it without weights. I kinda got these 1 kg ones and they work perfectly fine, to be honest.
Full express core workout for day 8 using 1 set of hand weights, and then if you want a little bit more out of today's workout, you can add ankle weights as well. They're just, and then exhale to twist and reach that left arm to the ceiling. Your eye gaze will follow. Now we inhale to thread and reach the left arm under, little pause before exhaling to twist and reach once again. 2 more just like this. Beautiful. Last one, meet me reaching that arm to the ceiling, and then your left palm will meet the mat. We go for that big breath in once again, and then exhale to twist and reach your right arm. Inhale to thread it under. Good. Exhale, reach. Inhale, thread. Going for 1 more just like this, guys, reaching all the way under. All the way up, you just hold for that extra moment, and then your right hand will meet the mat. Take your knees back a little bit, nice and wide. Round through your spine to draw your bum all the way back towards your heels. You're reaching your fingertips away from you, feeling that nice release through your upper back as you inhale deeply through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth to roll forward through a rounded spine, dropping into your extension, opening through your chest, lifting your eye gaze. Breathe in, and then exhale once again to take it back through a rounded spine. So you guys know this one. You're just flowing through here, transitioning from one position to another through a rounded spine, focusing on moving with the breath, getting that nice rolling motion through your spine. We are just here for 3. You'll meet me in that extend spine. So 1 weight comes into each hand if you are using them today. Let's find a little tuck under of the tailbone. Brace the core, squeezing the abs on. Stretch the arms long up towards the ceiling. Float your left leg to tabletop. Float your right leg to tabletop. Good work. Big breath in. Exhale. Start to gently sweep the arms down by your side as you come into your very first chest lift. Eye gaze to the knees. And then you inhale to lower down, letting the upper back reconnect with the mat. Beautiful. So things to think about here, guys, as we warm up through those upper abdominals. Your knees are stacked directly over your hips, ankles in line with your knees, in that nice active tabletop position. When you come through your chest lift, you are crunching ribs to, and then you lower your chest all the way down. Beautiful work, you guys. Make sure you're switching sides at the top with your single leg extension. You are moving with control. Your lower back should never arch or lift off the mat at any point here. So you're making that really conscious effort to maintain that intentional engagement through your core, plugging your belly in. Let's start to flow a bit more here. So now the leg will extend as the chest lifts. bend to tabletop as the chest lowers. Imagine someone is pulling you by your big toe, lengthening your leg as much as possible. Bring your awareness into your range through your chest lift here. Can you get your upper back all the way up off the mat? Your next layer, let's all extend the right leg as we lift on this next one. As you come up, can you flip your palms to face down? Bring the heads of the weights to tap together behind your left thigh. Lower down, right leg comes to tabletop. Other side, relax your shoulders. You flip your palms to face the floor as you lift your chest. You lift up nice and high so that you can easily tap the heads of your weights together behind your tabletop leg, and then you lower all the way down. So try to avoid driving the knee in further in order to be able to get the heads of the weights to meet. Think about just lifting your chest as high as you can. Good. Beautiful, guys. The next time you lift up and extend your right leg, can you hold? Weights are glued together behind the left thigh. Slowly and carefully start to sweep the arms out into your V press as you switch through your legs. Switch back, tap the weights once again, and then lower all the way down. So you lift, you switch, come back, and then you lower all the way down. Beautiful work, you guys. Important to relax your shoulders for that V press. If you feel unshakable tension through your neck or your traps, perhaps you'd like to do this without the weights instead. 5, stay with me in 4, 3, 2, last one, lower down, reset, breathe in, exhale straight up to the other side, switch and switch again for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lower down, breathe in. Exhale, lift your chest, keep your legs in tabletop. Tap the weights together behind both legs. Stay lifted, V press, double leg extension. Good, bring it in, crunch your chest higher. Out and in. Maintain that imprint spine. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, legs to tabletop, lower all the way down. Good. Deep breath in. As you exhale, can you keep your chest lowered, extend your left leg long, sweep it down. Good. Draw the knee back over the hip as you inhale. Other side, right leg. Good. So now we are really focusing on those lower abdominals. You are working those single leg extensions. Chest is staying connected, or your upper back is staying connected to the mat. Pointing through the toes, maintaining that imprint spine. We're going to start to transition into our dead bug. As your right leg goes long, left arm reaches back. Good, bring it in. Send it out. Bring it in. Beautiful, guys. Side to side, opposite arm, opposite leg. You only take the leg as low as you can whilst maintaining that imprint spine. You are doing so well. Make sure you don't forget which side you're on here. You are doing so well. You just have 6 like this. Relax your shoulders as you lift your chest. Last 5. Good. Final 4. Do not rush. Last 3. Stay with me for 2. Last 1. Meet me lying down on the mat now. Can you glue your ankles and knees together? Ready? We're going to go double leg dead bug. Both arms, both legs out. Lift everything up and in. Good. All the way out, all the way in for 5. Final 4. You've got it. Last 3. For 2. Last one, final double dead bug. Meet me lifted all the way up, pulse through your chest, drawing it up and up towards your thighs. You have 6. Final push in 5. Do not drop in 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. Weights tap together behind your legs. One final time. Double leg extension and V-press. You are strong. Point your toes. Draw your belly in. You're going for 5, 4. Final round of pulses in 3. In 2. Last one out. In. Pulse up and up. Just for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the feet meet the mat, guys. You can place those weights down to the side. Exhale up and over to the left. Breathe in and then exhale through center to the right. Good. Slowing everything down. Let your upper back melt heavy into the mat. Feeling that nice rotation through your body. Little stretch through your hips. Maybe your hip flexors were a bit switched on, supporting your legs in extension. One more to each side. Good, and then bring those knees up through center for me. Give them a nice big hug in. Take a little rock back and forth, side to side. And then you can release your right leg. Start to guide your left knee up and over your body towards the right. Left shoulder stays resting heavy on the mat. Maybe you'd like to cactus through your left arm or have it out long. Bring the eye gaze over to that left side. Breathing deeply through this supine twist. Beautiful, guys. On your next exhale, we come back through center. We hug both legs in once again. Little rock, little sway, whatever's good for you. And then we switch it over to the other side. Oh my goodness, I am so tight today. I can barely get my knee over. Deep breaths, guys. Eye gaze towards that right side. Good. Okay, on your next exhale, bring it up through center. Give those knees a big hug in. Rock yourself up. Nice deep inhale through the nose as you wave those arms up. Now you're opening through your chest, growing tall through the crown of your head and gathering all of that good energy in the room in between your palms. As you exhale, draw those hands down through your heart center.
That is it for today's workout. As you can hear, this girl does not play around. So I would recommend, if you're wanting a challenge, try one of her 25-day challenges or any of her workouts. Some of them are quite good and like easy to get a hang of, and some of them are challenging, and I would treat it as if it's a gym session. Do it multiple times, once a week, and do the same exercises, because what I used to do with Pilates was just pick any odd random workout every single day and wonder why I was struggling, because I wasn't used to that movement. My body wasn't used to moving like that or those exercises. So it takes a while for your body to get used to it. So if you do start Pilates and you find one that you like, I'd say repeat it, because it is so satisfying when you get to a point where you're continuously doing it and can last throughout the whole session the same way she does it, which is crazy to me, because some of her workouts are like 60 minutes long and she's just doing a continuous take. Like, it's not like she's editing it or anything like that. It's just her taking you through it, and she's working out as well. So I think that's another motivational element of it. But with that being said, that is it for our Wednesday day. I might get some snippets of me going for a walk, and because the flowers and the trees are starting to blossom and come out, it looks so beautiful outside. So I might try get some little shots of that for you to just add as B-roll before we get into our next day, which is our full body day. So I will catch you in the gym tomorrow, and have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the sun, stay hydrated, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you later. And good morning. Welcome back to my week of workouts, and we are currently at day 4, which is my full body day. So we're gonna start off with a dynamic warm-up like we have been for the other session. And again, we spent about 5 minutes on these. These are very important to prevent injury. Make sure your body is prepared for the workout that you're gonna do. So let's just jump into it. But before that, what are we saying for this little Gymshark Able cute little set? I also considered doing this. Obviously I'll clean it up, but isn't she cute like this as well? Yeah, but for today I think I'm gonna stick with it like this. The blue black combo, simple, effortless. Okay, so I'm feeling quite warm. Our first exercise is going to be full barbell squats. If you're not comfortable with these, just do goblet squat, any other squat movement. Aside from this, you can use the Smith machine, hack squat, whatever your heart desires. But I am going to start off with the barbell squat to just target our quads. A couple warm-up reps, see how I'm feeling, and then get into it. So like I've explained before, the reason we do a warm-up set is just so we can get a feel for the weight, feel how our body is moving, if we need to do a bit more warming up and stretching, if your range of motion is limited. And then also just kind of gauging how far or how much weight you can load on. That is why it is important to always do a warm-up set. So let's go for at least 6 reps. So on that one, it felt a bit iffy. That's why I widened up my base so I can get a little bit more range of motion, because I found like I was just limited. I could go up to here and then I just felt like I was stuck, like, yeah, not ideal. So I think I'm gonna load 20s either side. Okay, so that was the first set complete. I went for more of a narrower stance. I am not too sure why. My legs were just kind of hip width apart, just slightly more. But that felt alright. It didn't feel too bad. I feel like I could have gone for 10 reps, but I am taking it easy today because I have a Hyrox competition. So when you see this, I will have done my first Hyrox, but I am doing it as a relay. So there's going to be 4 of us all together. And I have the sled pull as well as the farmer's carry. So I'm not like too stressed, because I tend to do farmer's carry when I'm getting ready for like pull-ups and stuff on a usual. And I've been lifting 20 kg, whereas in the actual race, I'll be doing 16. So I'm feeling kind of optimistic about that. The sled pull, however, is a different story, but we've been practicing it and I've been kind of getting the rhythm and trying to practice different techniques to get it. So that's why today's session, I am not going to take it super heavy. And also I haven't done a full body session. So it's probably a bit counteractive doing a full body session right for a race, but crazier things have happened before. I have done a half marathon signing up the day before. So if I can survive that, I feel like I can survive the Hyrox. So I'm excited for that tonight. I will try vlog and document as much as I can. But with that being said, I'm gonna have a little break and I think I'm gonna keep the weight at 20 kilograms. As far as form, I kinda have my feet, yeah, like I said, slightly hip width apart, point towards 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, I think, if my feet positioning is correct, and then just kind of go down where like you're not pushing your bum back and bending over, but you're just trying to go in a neutral line by bracing your core. Like we've said earlier in the week, you imagine someone is going to punch you in the stomach, and there's a more up-down movement, not a diagonal, because this is for quads, not our glutes. So that is literally the tips I have to say. So for the rest of the workout, we've got one more set of these. Then because I'm already down here and I need to do barbell bent over rows, I'll just do them immediately after this. However, I would have done my lat pull downs because that's my next compound lift. But just for efficiency and getting everything done, I'm gonna stay here, do my bent over rows, then go to the next room and do our lat pull downs, and then finish off with the leg extension and hamstring curls. So that will be the session. I'll probably do about 10-15 minutes on the treadmill, walk around a little bit, because I don't wanna, again, do too much before our Hyrox. But with that being said, my rest is now over. We are gonna go and do our second set. Look at the hair too, it is slick. I had to make sure this hair was slicked down before tonight's event, because there's gonna be hella cameras and I'm not trying to have anything sticking out, flyaways, and looking a bit messy. So she's eating.
Oye, muéstrame tu tierra, mami. Vamos juntos, vaya.
So like I outlined earlier, we're then going to stay in the same area because there's no point going up and then back down and do our barbell rows. So this is the second time I would train my back because on Tuesday that's when I do my full back day. But if you do want to progressively overload and grow certain muscles and stuff, you're going to have to train it more than once a week. So that's why my full body session comes in handy, because I have one glute day, I have one upper body day, and then I have this full body day that supplements it, and in the middle I have my Pilates session. So that's how I kind of tend to structure it, to make sure that I'm hitting muscle groups more than once and adding more volume throughout the week. So with that being said, I've added 5s either side, so making it 30 kilograms, and then we're gonna get into our barbell rows. Oh, and also I will say, if you do want to stay away from getting calluses or anything like that, make sure you got gloves with you or any sort of thing that's going to protect you. I don't know if a wrist strap is going to protect you from getting calluses when doing barbell rows, but by all means, this is your warning. So I got my nails done. I'm not super in love with them, but they will do for now. I don't know. I just need to file them and shape them how I like. But cute color, not knocking it. Just my man gave me hella different shapes and I don't know what's going on there.
Llévame al campo, la tierra donde naciste. Carretero tira su carreta, que recuerda donde viviste. Contemplar de la sierra, contemplar de los valles, y lo hacemos juntos para capturar los detalles. Tierra, tierra.
So next up, we've got our other compound lift for our upper body, which is going to be our lat pull downs. We've done this on Tuesday. I'm going to be lifting around 30, 35, and then you just want to imagine like you're snapping the bar in half, so you're pulling it away and then tucking your elbows into your side. That is literally the form tips I can give for this. As far as alternatives, you can obviously do it on the cable if this machine is not available, and then any others I'll probably put alongside here. But with that being said, let's get to it and do around 8 to 10 reps of these.
Tierra, mamá. Tierra, tierra. Muéstrame tu tierra, mamita. Tierra, tierra. Tierra, tierra. Bueno, mira de bro. Estamos viajando lejos, pero vale la pena. Recogemos recuerdos y siempre buscamos terrena. Esto es tuyo y siempre lo será. Siempre será tu tierra y siempre lo recordarás. Óyelo. Tierra, tierra. Siempre lo recordarás. Tierra, tierra. Es tu tierra, mami. Tierra, tierra. Tierra, tierra. Bueno, mira, juntos vamos para allá. Tu tierra.
So I have just finished the first set of these, and normally I would superset them with the leg extension machine, but it seems to be out of service, so I'm gonna have to figure out an alternative for that. There is another leg extension which does like single leg at a time, but that's always intimidated me and it never looks comfortable. So I will see, I'll probably do the leg press or an alternative, because I've already done squats, maybe walking lunges. We might finish off with walking lunges. So this is the first one. Make sure you adjust it properly and you are comfortable, and then this should just be above your knees. That is the positioning you want.
Escucha, aquí es tu tierra y siempre la será mamá. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la recordará. Óyelo bien, mamita, y siempre la será, oye. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la recordará.
You can probably see why I hate filming up here. The lighting is just all off, but it's the most free space I can find in the gym currently. And we're gonna go up and down at least 3 to 4 times, I think. So an up down is 1 time, up down is twice, and then up down is 3 times, just to finish off and target those quads. I've got 10 kilogram dumbbells, kettlebells actually. I was looking for dumbbells, couldn't find them, don't know where they are. So I decided on kettlebells. Let's get to it. Also, quick question. Who went to Gunners Run Club? Like, it honestly looks so much fun, and I don't know why people were complaining about the fact that you're paying for it. It is an organized event, and it's literally like all these half marathons or runs and competitions that people do. It is an organized event. People have to come out, you have to get vendors and stuff. And honestly, I don't think it was that much. It was like, what, £30? If I didn't have work, I probably would have pulled up. I cannot lie. And it's just a vibe, and I saw quite a few of like my social mutuals were there, so like even that as like a networking opportunity, that would have been pretty cool. So I'm trying to like do a lot more of these types of events. The last one I went to was a boxing, which I still need to put that content out. I don't know why I'm gatekeeping so hard, but that one was actually quite fun, even though I was dying throughout it, like I'm dying right now. God damn. Let me focus for the last one. I also want to try this thing where I've seen on TikTok, if you get a resistant band and put it around your back, it should help you with your pull-ups more than just having the resistant band long. So I'm going to try that and see what difference it makes. Or am I being gaslit by TikTok? The light is absolutely astonishing. It is ugly, but it is what it is. We have finished today's full body workout. I hope you have enjoyed this full week of workouts that I've shared with you. Obviously, I'm not going to leave you dry and not give you a cool down stretch. We definitely need it. And I was feeling my glutes on them walking lunges. Like I bent over and I said, oh, I felt a twinge. I said, no, we don't want that. To be honest with you, I think this week has been so hard because I've been lacking motivation a lot and just forcing myself to turn up, even if it's like 2% energy, whatever it is. Just getting something done is better than nothing at all. And of course, if it has been to the point that I'm actually like, you know what, I have no energy, I would feel worse afterwards, I've just taken that time off and then just said, we'll go again tomorrow, and then just done some walking or something like that, just to take my mind off things or whatever it is that's got me in a slump. But I do feel good. So with that being said, let me catch you on the mat when we're stretching.